The rumors are true. Bustina is back, and I'm not sorry about it. Hi, ugly. It's me, Bussy, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be reviewing episode 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 6. Our queens were challenged to write and perform in the Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve, and Talent monologues. And the runway category was, oops, I did it again, which was sadly not a Britney runway, but instead meant to showcase fashion fails. And our game within a game has finally come to a close. Eureka is returning to the competition to compete for the final four, which made sense in terms of that one lip sync, but honestly was kind of heartbreaking to see Silky come so far and so close, but then not ultimately make it. We'll be breaking all of that down today, as well as taking a peek at the official RuPaul's Drag Race social media accounts to see how the fans are voting on the final four. Now, let's get all started. First up, Trinity K. Bonet in a monologue about catfishing. She tells the story of a fan pretending to be a hot guy wanting to hook up with a twist ending. She's excited to meet her hunky hunk, gets in the shower, washes all the goodies, prepares for the situation. Then once she gets to dinner, she learns that the person that she thought she was meeting is not who they said they were, but instead a fan who wants to tell her about her saving their life. Turns out Trinity's story about being HIV positive from her original season kept this fan from ending it all. And before I jump into how I felt about this story, I want to say that I thought, honestly, everyone did really well tonight, which again is part of why this season has been so amazing. The judges thought that Trinity's monologue could have used a couple of pauses to help them breathe, but that was really the only critique they had. And I do agree with them, she was talking a little fast, but what she was saying felt really genuine, and it was relatable because we've all been catfished, or done the catfishing. Whoops. She had funny moments, and it was heartwarming because we learned that she got to use this thing which is so stigmatized in a positive way to help others out. All said and done, I was super proud of Trinity tonight because she was doubting herself but pulled through anyways. Like, she has grown so much since her original season, and this I think really showcased that she is such a strong competitor and has really changed from who she once was. This monologue was hot. But on the runway, was her fashion fail a success or a double fail? I think Trinity slipped up just a little bit here because she's somebody who I perceive as not wanting to actually look bad. Her fail moment is that maybe she's gained a little bit of weight and the dress that she originally intended to wear doesn't fit, so she decided to fix it with some giant safety pins. But when she turned around to reveal that, I kind of just thought that they were like a fashionable moment that was part of the dress. Like, it just kind of felt like a fun, campy take on a traditional pageant gown that she looked great in, and I didn't so much see the fail. So, did she look beautiful tonight? Yes, she looked absolutely hot. But for the category, I didn't get this story. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a rat. But let's put a pin in the Trinity discussion and we'll talk about what she thought was fair and what wasn't, and what I think about that at the end of the video. And before we go any further, a quick message from today's video sponsor, Cellars. Let me let you in on a little secret. I love wine. It's the perfect pairing to intimate dinners, enjoying Drag Race with friends, or a cozy night in with a good book. I also love trying new wines, but the truth is I've never felt confident picking one out, which is why I'm super excited to be partnering with Cellars, the monthly wine club that matches you with wine you'll love. It works like this. Visit their website using the link in the description, take the quiz, and voila, get a box of 6 delicious wines sent directly to your doorstep. When taking the quiz, I chose that I like dark chocolate, tea iced with no sugar, whiskey, grapefruit, and that I wanted my best matches red or white. And this is what they sent me. The Stone Lantern Cab Sav, a Syrah by Nihilist Wine Company, a Rosé, a red blend, a Chardonnay, and the Vanishing Act Pinot Noir, which I'm trying tonight. Okay, that's really good. A Vanishing Act? Girl, this is gonna be vanishing right into my stomach, okay? My favorite thing about Cellars is that they're big on education. My box came with this helpful little info card with instructions on how to get all of my different wines to their correct drinking temperature. And I have great news for you. Cellars is giving my viewers 50% off their first 6-bottle box. That's 6 bottles of delicious wine for just $53. A crazy hot value. Support my channel and discover wine you'll love by following the link in the description of this video to take the quiz and get started today. Thanks Cellars for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it. Next up, it's Kylie Sonique Love, and she is monologuing about her first time. There's just something special about that first time, isn't there? Kylie tells us the story of the first time she's ever put into drag, which, as it turns out, was on the same night that she returned from military training camp, which she was sent to because her mother wanted to butch her up. Her story has a really happy ending because turns out that first night turned into weekend after weekend, and now here she is in the final four of RuPaul's Drag Race. It really hits on that thing RuPaul always says about queer people getting to choose their family, because often the family that you're given doesn't agree with or support the things that you do or who you are. I didn't totally understand her choice of using a chair to give the monologue. It could have worked in the right setting, however, being on an open stage like that, it was a little strange, but I was still completely engrossed in everything that she was saying. And also, girl, the outfit she's wearing, why is nobody talking about that? Why are we not discussing this? She's beautiful. I think this was also a great moment for Kylie to connect with the judges one final time, because she has been a little more reserved in telling her personal life stories on the show. And there's nothing wrong with that. She absolutely deserves the privacy that she wants to have. However, it just felt so amazing to finally learn a little bit more about this person who we have been loving for all 11 episodes of this season. Kylie, Sonique, I loved this monologue. It was hot. And on the runway, oops, she squirted. Ketchup and mustard on her outfit, sicko. Gross. Y'all don't be like that. Girl, Miss Kylie took us all the way to Coney Island. You know, she brought the buns and she brought the corn dog that she kept inside the skirt. I loved this because it felt like a little bit different for her. It was still super sexy and in brand with who Kylie is. And I think those extra little comedy elements she added were the perfect way to showcase just a little bit more versatility to the judges before entering the final four. I will ask though, do you think the spillage on her outfit was a fashion fail or carefully designed campy architecture? Regardless, put some relish on those corn dogs and I'll take two, because this look was hot. Kylie has had an excellent run on this season, and she is easily skating into the finale with one win in the American Horror Story, and I'd argue that she could have shared that blue ball win with Raja or shared the Snatch Game win with Ginger. Over on the RuPaul's Drag Race socials, where fans are voting for who they think should win, she currently has 113,000 likes on Instagram, and on Twitter 6,000 retweets and about 18,000 likes. Next up, oh it's Eureka. In her monologue, Eureka shared the story of, well, her pooping herself. Oopsie, made a poopsie. Absolutely loved her monologue. I think she had some of the best pacing, jokes, and it really did feel like she was a good Judy telling me a horror story about her incident. The only thing I was upset about, which was not her fault, was that the show told us what the end of her story was before we heard it. Like, it kind of like took the punch away from what she was saying. I'm like, okay, I know she's gonna get to it, but when is she gonna get to it? I don't know, but I know it's gonna happen. I think one of the highlights in her little monologue was when she talked about the puddle that she left behind and then outing herself to the entire dressing room vis-a-vis her drag daughter. Eureka, this monologue was a steaming hot pile, or I guess I should say puddle. But on the runway, this took me a second to figure out what the hell was going on, because she had this really beautiful dress on that was like sweaty in the pits and in the tits. And then she was wearing this hair that was like perfectly sculpted and windswept. I just didn't understand how those two things fit together. I think had she put some dirt in the wig to somehow really sell that she had just had a rough as hell night out, then maybe I would have gotten it. And the other thing here is I'm not really sure this is so much a fashion fail rather than just a dirty outfit. I'm gonna give her the Trinity treatment here. I think she looked great. I wanna give her a hot for how beautiful she was regardless of the tattered gown. However, for the category, I don't know. I just feel like it didn't really get the story. I'm gonna give it a rat. Eureka is going into the finale with one win from this episode. And over on the socials, let's see how she's faring. On Instagram, 31,000 likes. And on Twitter, just under 1,000 retweets and about 4,000 likes. Next up, Raja O'Hara. And for her monologue, she hopped through the forest with her little bunny tail. She tells the story of the first time she performs in drag, getting tucked, becoming untucked, and, you know, hijinks ensue. Her story ends with her bunny tail popping out and her good sis coming to save the day with an extra pair of clothes. And I was like, yes, bestie, so relatable. If I had $1 for every time I came untucked, I would have $0 because I'm not a real drag queen. I think Raja is an excellent storyteller, and this monologue perfectly showcased it. She did, as the judges pointed out, have a small slip up in the beginning, but ended so strong. I think just below Eureka for me tonight, because like her, it felt like I was really just chatting with my best friend and she was telling me a crazy story. Miss Raja's bunny hopped into a hot tonight in this challenge. But on the runway, I was only half into this look. Get it? Because it's half a look. I will say at first, I did not understand what was going on, but I think that was more because I didn't understand what the category was supposed to be because everyone's looks were so different. But then when she started explaining it in the voiceover, I was like, oh, okay, gotcha. She explains that she's wearing half a dress because she was halfway getting ready when she was caught by somebody like peeping into the dressing room or whatever. And while I think her idea for this was brilliant, I have to say I can't really relate because I only let men catch me fully undressed. Ow. Anyways, I think she was an excellent storyteller both in the monologue and on the runway, and this was a really creative idea, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a hot. That's a full hot, by the way, not just a half. And Raja sews herself into the finale, get it, because she won 2 design challenges. 2! I think that is record-breaking in itself. And on Twitter, she is sitting at about 7,500 retweets and almost 20,000 likes. On Instagram, 69.2 thousand likes. Next up, Ginger Minj. Ginger tells us the story of playing in her mommy's heels and outfits when her parents aren't home. Every little gay boy can relate to that. Then, daddy comes home, can't relate to that, my dad's dead, and catches her playing. Then the gag is later that at dinner, mom reveals that, oh, I actually bought you your very own pair of ruby slippers so you can stop playing in mine. And I will say, this would be really touching and heartwarming if it were true. I'm not saying that she was lying. I'm just saying that, like, this story felt a little too perfect and I was missing some adversity in it, I guess. Like, it was just kind of like a little too happy for me. Like, I'm guessing she was trying to say that while her dad wasn't necessarily supportive in the moment, he had told her mom about the situation and then mom said, okay, well, let's be supportive, and then got her the shoes. I was just missing something there. But I can't say that she wasn't funny, had a great stage presence, and great pacing. The thing is, going into this episode, if I were going to place bets on who I thought would win, definitely would have gone to Ginger. Turns out she was actually my least favorite monologue tonight. I'm gonna give it a ruby red rot. But on the runway, well, girl, she burns it to a crisp. She comes out with a super fun gag that we've never seen before. It's this like literally smoking hair curler, and she's burnt off pieces of her hair, pieces of her dress. She even burns her hand on the runway. And girl, she's burning herself so much, I'm thinking, okay, you're doing it on purpose at this point, Miss Thing. And while I didn't necessarily enjoy her monologue, I actually think she did the best job of telling a story on the runway tonight. This was a fashion fail that I understood and could relate to. We've all, you know, been trying to get ready in a hurry and just every single thing goes wrong. I guess you could say that chains and hair curlers excite me because this look is hot. So Ginger burns herself into the finale with 2 wins across the season, one from the Pink Table Talk and the other from Snatch Game. Over on the official RuPaul's Drag Race socials, she is sitting at about 46,000 Instagram likes and 1.3 thousand retweets and 5,000 likes on Twitter. This officially puts her in 3rd place for fan voting as of the time I'm recording this video, Eureka in 4th, and then Raja and Kylie. It's interesting because Kylie is winning by like tens and tens and tens of thousands on Instagram, but Raja's beating Kylie in likes and retweets on Twitter. So I'd say the fan vote is up for grabs between Kylie and Raja, although we're probably gonna have to wait a week or so for people to really put their votes in to see who's gonna actually take that. As for this episode, Eureka wins, which I think was the right call from the judges, and she comes out dressed as a clown for God knows what reason, and then lip syncs against Jaida Essence Hall to a Little Richard song. I have to point out how beautiful Jaida looked. Girl, I just want to say we don't deserve her. And if you want to see my reaction to this lip sync and the episode as a whole, I did post that over on my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. That's my members only website where my patron family gets exclusive member benefits like early access to my videos, exclusive videos, access to the Bussy Queen Discord server, and more. Click the link in the description of this video to join today. As for the outcome of this lip sync though, kind of have mixed feelings here. On one hand, I think it could be justifiable that either Eureka or Jaida would win, but I kind of wanted Ru to pick somebody. I feel like these double wins are Ru's attempt to not let his favorite queens not win. Like, I feel like it would have been a little weird for Jaida not to win, but then also it would have been a little weird for Eureka not to win because then who would be getting the tip money from the previous week's lip sync? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think though down in the comments below. Who won this lip sync? So now let's talk about Trinity and the fairness around all of this craziness with Eureka coming back to the competition. Both Eureka and Jaida revealed stole Trinity's lipstick, which really honestly crushed me because I was Team Kylie or Team Trinity last week, and to see her go home after having such an amazing run on the season just killed me. It killed me a little bit. And the thing is, all the queens are kind of justifying what's happening, and Trinity is too. She's sitting there being like, yeah, I'm the one that should be going home at the beginning of this episode. And I'm like, girl, don't say that. Don't manifest it. Because sometimes when you manifest things, they happen. So was I surprised at the outcome? No, I wasn't. But at the same time, I do kind of agree with Trinity. I just feel like it wasn't fair for them to do this to them at the final four. Like, imagine thinking that you could actually get that crown. You are literally 1 week away, and then all of a sudden they bring somebody back. I feel like the game within a game thing should have happened around when they had 6 queens left, which would have felt less like they were crushing someone's hopes and dreams. Trinity is being an excellent sport about this over on Twitter, though. She's been even retweeting Bianca's congratulations to her and advertising that she didn't lose, she just wasn't crowned, which is really nice to see her saying those things. Because at the end of the day, Trinity, we know you're a winner, baby. But let me know what you think. Was all of this fair? Did the episode outcome happen as you wanted it to? Who was your winner? Who was your loser? And which team are you on? Kylie, Raja, Eureka, or Ginger? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, let's play our little game within a game. My hottest hot on the runway tonight? Ugh, this was tough for me because I think Ginger told the best story, but Kylie had my favorite outfit. But because the category was what it was, I've got to give it to Ginger. I also asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hot for the runway, and they have chosen Raja O'Hara. My hottest hot monologue tonight goes to Eureka, and my patrons have voted for Kylie Sonique Love. I can't wait to read y'all's opinions on this though, because I think these monologues were so personal that ultimately everyone's opinion on it is going to be so varied because it's going to depend on what they related to and what they could connect with. As always, I want to say thanks to you for watching this video, and give a special thanks to my patrons who make my channel possible, and give a special shout out to Kiwi Tea Fruit, Mood and Yan the Beagle, and George Harris, who've just joined my Patreon at the hot tier, and Abel Adams, Aiden, Allison Lux, Anna Miriam, Anthony, August Everywhere, B-Rolls, Bradley, Brett, Cameron, Kathy, Cherry Poppins, Christopher, Glam Moosdale, The Armisha, Delani, Deutsche Leather, Devin Cook, Dr. Martin, Evan, Flo, Fractalize, GJ Bearclaw, Got the Morbs, Hussam Batsham, Jared Rocks, Jay Isaacs, JJ Bailey, James, Jenny, Gen X, Jesse T, Johnny, Giovanni, Kevin, Kiki and John, Lisa Lang, Madam Muffy, Monos, Millennial, Hissy Fit, Melinda Reeves, Nathan, Nick O, Nuva Ringwald, Opa, Pasquale Nava, Poutine Levine, Ron Scott, Shannon, Shazzy, Sir John, Sky, Sultan, Tammy, Timotheus, Tony Topher, Travis, Tyler, and Vendetta, who were all supporting me at my hottest hot tier, and Ali Al, Angel, Caroline, Cyrus, Felicia, JB, Joseph, Josh, JP in Dallas, Laura, Nurse Luca, Matthew, Maxie LaWow, Robert Reeves, Scooby Snacks, Sailor, Steven, Tom Jaco, Tom Young, Triton, and Wheelie, who were all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later. Love ya.